Most men make one simple mistake when they touch a woman. They do it with hesitation. They reach out like they are unsure, like they are asking permission without words. And she feels it immediately. She does not just feel your hand, she feels the uncertainty behind it. That hesitation changes everything. Her emotional openness pauses, her body becomes guarded, and the moment slowly disappears without either of you understanding exactly why. A mature woman does not fall deeply for your words alone. She does not fall for your job title or your appearance. She falls for the emotional experience she feels inside herself when she is near you. That emotional experience begins with presence, and often it begins with touch. Not careless touch, not random touch, but intentional, calm, emotionally grounded touch that communicates certainty without saying anything at all. Today you will learn something deeper than technique. You will understand emotional communication through physical presence. These touches are not tricks or rehearsed actions. They are emotional signals. They speak directly to her nervous system. They bypass her logical thinking. They create emotional comfort. When you understand this emotional language, attraction becomes natural. It stops feeling forced. It begins feeling effortless, calm, and real. This is not about force or aggression. Emotional maturity does not respond to pressure. Emotional maturity responds to grounded presence. These principles come from psychology, neuroscience, and real observation of human connection. They reflect how emotional trust develops naturally. They show what builds lasting emotional closeness between two people. Not fantasy, not performance, only emotional truth expressed through calm, consistent presence. Most advice focuses on where to touch or when to touch, but very few people explain the emotional energy behind touch. That energy changes everything. A mature woman has experienced many types of touch before. Some came from insecurity, some came from emotional neediness, some came from performance. She recognizes emotional intention immediately. She feels whether your touch is grounded or uncertain. Emotional clarity makes all the difference. What she truly responds to is emotional peace. She responds to a man who feels comfortable within himself, a man who is not rushing toward an outcome, a man who is emotionally calm. His touch feels complete. It does not ask, it does not demand. It simply exists. That emotional stability creates trust. Trust opens emotional space. Emotional space allows deeper connection to grow naturally and safely. Many men fail before emotional connection even begins. They hesitate too much, or they rush too quickly. Both create emotional imbalance. Hesitation feels uncertain. Rushing feels intrusive. Emotional timing must match emotional readiness. Emotional awareness guides emotional pace. Without emotional awareness, touch feels disconnected. With emotional awareness, touch feels natural, welcome, and emotionally meaningful. Touch is not just an action, it is emotional communication. When your touch carries emotional calmness, her nervous system relaxes, emotional safety increases, emotional openness follows. But when your touch carries emotional anxiety or hidden intention, her emotional defenses rise quietly. She may not explain it, but she feels it. Emotional honesty creates emotional trust. Emotional trust creates emotional attraction. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time your touch created emotional closeness? When did she lean closer instead of pulling away emotionally? An emotional response reveals emotional connection. Emotional presence changes emotional outcomes. Emotional awareness shapes emotional experience. Without emotional presence, touch becomes forgettable. With emotional presence, touch becomes meaningful and lasting. There are 3 emotional triggers that make touch meaningful. The first is emotional certainty. Emotional certainty creates safety. Safety allows emotional openness. Emotional certainty means your touch feels calm and confident, not demanding, not hesitant, simply present. Emotional certainty communicates self-trust. Self-trust creates an emotional trust between two people, naturally and quietly. The second trigger is emotional stillness. Many men believe movement creates attraction, but emotional stillness creates deeper impact. When your touch remains calm and steady, her emotional system has time to respond. Emotional awareness grows, and emotional closeness deepens. Stillness communicates emotional strength. It shows patience. Emotional patience builds emotional safety more effectively than constant movement ever could. The third trigger is emotional honesty. Emotional honesty means your touch reflects genuine feeling, not performance, not expectation. Emotional honesty creates emotional authenticity. Authenticity builds emotional trust. Emotional trust opens emotional connection. Emotional connection allows attraction to develop naturally without effort or pressure. Emotional sincerity is always felt clearly. The first meaningful touch is a calm hand on her lower back. This communicates an emotional presence. It signals awareness. It creates an emotional reassurance, emotional protection without an emotional control, emotional balance without an emotional pressure. This touch feels grounding. It builds an emotional comfort. Emotional safety begins quietly here. The second touch is holding her hand with calm presence. Gentle thumb movement communicates an emotional attention. Emotional attentiveness strengthens emotional closeness. Emotional warmth increases emotional trust. This simple gesture carries deep emotional meaning. Emotional connection grows stronger through consistent emotional presence. The third touch involves gentle contact near her temple or forehead. This communicates emotional care. Emotional reassurance reduces emotional tension. Emotional safety increases emotional openness. Emotional comfort builds naturally. Emotional understanding becomes clear without words. The fourth touch is resting your hand calmly on her shoulder. Emotional stillness communicates emotional attention. Emotional presence strengthens emotional connection. Emotional grounding builds emotional stability. Emotional awareness deepens emotional trust. The fifth touch involves gently holding her face with calm emotional presence. Emotional vulnerability appears here. Emotional honesty strengthens emotional closeness. Emotional openness increases emotional attraction naturally. The sixth touch is gentle contact at her waist. Emotional certainty communicates emotional clarity. Emotional confidence builds emotional safety. Emotional connection strengthens naturally. The seventh touch is a calm goodbye embrace that lingers slightly longer. Emotional memory forms here. Emotional absence increases emotional desire. Emotional curiosity develops naturally. All these touches work only when emotional presence exists. Emotional authenticity creates emotional attraction. Emotional awareness creates emotional connection. Emotional presence creates emotional trust. A mature woman responds to emotional truth, not performance, not pressure. Emotional presence